Security preparations now underway ahead of former President Trump's arraignment, which will be tomorrow in Miami. This after that historic federal indictment against him in connection to his alleged mishandling of classified documents. Criminal defense attorney Scott Bolden back with us with a look at what is to come. What grabs your attention in this case so far?
Well, the 37 counts grab your attention, but 31 of them are about the cover-up, not the crime themselves. The timing of the indictment starts from the moment he got the grand jury subpoena up until now, and they use pictures and texts, even his own attorney's recordings, which is a whole nother discussion we can have, used against him. It's a speaking indictment. It's powerful. It still has to be proven, if you will. Trump is innocent until proven guilty, but it's a very powerful statement, and we're in uncharted territory because he's a former president who is the top GOP nominee right now for 2024.
So in non-lawyer speak, for those who are hearing the political argument about, well, what about Biden, what about Pence, you're saying in this case, it's not that he had the documents, it's that when asked to give them back, he didn't do so.
It's the cover-up. With Pence and Biden, they voluntarily turned these documents over. They voluntarily worked with the FBI and DOJ. They certainly didn't have the criminal intent to let alone have them, but to cover up and to keep them. And that's a huge difference, whether it's political or legal, a big difference.
There are already some in the legal community who are saying, you know, look for the defense in this case for Trump's attorneys to make motions to dismiss, to suppress, to do whatever they can, which makes you think that even they realize that there's some pretty serious stuff going on here.
Well, you've got to give them a full defense, and the normal practice is to do your motions to dismiss and what have you. But unfortunately for Donald Trump, this is a lot of evidence against him. There isn't a timing issue, a statute of limitations issue. There may be a jurisdictional issue vis-a-vis should it be in Florida or D.C., but they'll nip at the edges about that. But in the end, the biggest question is whether the sitting judge who sat on the other case, the civil case, who was overturned, the big issue there is whether she'll maintain the case, stay in the case, or will it be reassigned?
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody in Trump's camp wants this to come out of South Florida right now. That's probably an advantage for him. So what happens tomorrow? What are we going to see? What's going to come out in the actual what we're going to find out tomorrow?
Slightly different than the New York State case in that proceeding, but very similar. He'll enter a plea of not guilty. He'll be arraigned, as we say. He'll have to submit himself to the federal marshals. He'll be processed, fingerprinted, picture taken, at least normally you would. Then he'll appear in court, and he'll waive the reading of the 37-count indictment, but not his rights thereunder. He'll enter a plea of not guilty. They'll set a discovery schedule, a trial date, and any other preliminary issues will be discussed.
Last thing for you, Scott, we got to wrap things up. But because this was already unsealed over the weekend in advance so that everybody had a chance to read through what it is, do we expect anything new information-wise to come out tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. We'll live by the indictment, but what will really come out, what you ought to be looking for, is why he did this, why he kept all these documents, why he shared them with non-security people and what have you. What was he going to do with them? I think you follow the money there, and if that comes out, that's going to be even more indicting on Donald Trump.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for it. Scott Bolden, always a pleasure. Thank you.